This feels distinct. This feels different. This feels like something I haven't seen in my lifetime in America. I've never seen this. Some things are so fucking blatant, it's just right or wrong. The side is right or wrong. It doesn't matter when you're left or the right. The side is right or wrong. Nobody's watching this and be like, this is right, this is the America I want to live in.
Unloading a clip on a U.S. citizen is wrong.
For exercising his constitutional rights.
Yeah.
Right. You need to understand that this isn't organic, regardless of how you feel. I don't feel like that guy should have been shot. But.
All right, so the two guys who know absolutely nothing about politics are speaking about politics again, as Andrew Schulz and Joe Rogan just weighed in on the ongoing ICE crackdowns in Minneapolis, the massive protests that stemmed from that, and of course the tragic shooting of Alex Pretti. And honestly, the way they both approached the topic really just shows how much of a propaganda machine JRE has actually become now. Because instead of sharing his actual thoughts on the topic like Schulz did, Joe Rogan pretty much just parroted whatever JD Vance and right-wing Twitter tweeted about on the issue, as he seems to be deathly afraid of being kicked out of this extremely elite, right-wing friend group that he made for himself over the past 5 years.
There's a lot of people that don't understand what's going on and why riots only in Minneapolis and why riots in the place where there's an ungodly amount of fraud that has been discovered.
Coincidentally, right around the same time.
Exactly. Like instantaneously afterwards, the narrative completely changes. Everybody forgets about the fraud. Now all anybody cares about is ICE and fascists and Nazis.
Yeah.
And it's you know what a color revolution is,
of course. And
for people that don't, it's a coordinated effort to cause chaos, and this is a very coordinated thing. The idea that this is an organic protest, these riots are organic, is nonsense. I don't feel like that guy should have been shot, but I understand what happened, and what happened was chaos. So what happened? First of all, it wasn't ICE. People need to understand that. It was Customs Border Patrol people, right? And this is not making an excuse for any of it. But you have to just to put it into context. These people are getting harassed outside of any hotel they're at. People blow horns. They try to smash into the hotel.
They dox them.
They dox them. That's why they're wearing masks. It's a coordinated effort.
So yeah, if that clip didn't show you how compromised Joe Rogan really is, then I truly don't know what else will. Because this opinion of Joe's on ICE is actually completely revised. I mean, not too long ago, he was on his podcast criticizing them completely and going as far as to say that ICE is the modern-day Gestapo.
You don't want militarized people in the streets just roaming around, snatching people up, many of which turn out to actually be U.S. citizens that just don't have their papers on them. Are we really going to be the Gestapo? Where's your papers? Is that what we've come to?
So sometime between then and now, he probably got the call from his higher-ups to stick to the script. Like the guy just cannot speak about what he truly thinks anymore, which is why many people are tuning out of his show. And it's also why he's having more guests on like Andrew Wilson than usual, who's most famous for bashing on women and not being able to open a jar of pickles.
Focus my time and energy on this. I think I'll do really well at it.
Well, I think you have a very unique mind for it, and I think you're very good at it. And I also think you have really good points that are very valuable for people to hear. And you're really good at pointing out the logical fallacies and pointing out the ridiculous thought processes that a lot of these people have. And I you know, that's important, man. It's important for society.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you
you
lick sniz.
Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
What is that?
You're a fucking duck. Don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your stupid bitch mouth.
Your wife with the 3 baby
What did
daddies?
I just say?
Your wife with the 3
Sorry,
baby
I'm
daddies?
sorry, duck. Is she morally inconsequential in comparison to your ditch licking? Come on, you can do it.
Put it right side up. Just
You can
so
do
doesn't
it. You
spill
got
on you.
this.
All right, bro. I can't do it. Here.
All right.
It was like that already. Oh my God.
No,
you're
it
ridiculous.
wasn't. You greased the top.
Use
Oh
your
my
shirt.
Jesus,
Use your
Andrew.
shirt,
If you can't open the olive jar, you cannot
Here,
blame my
while we're
hand.
doing olive jar.
If you're so strong, you should open it.
Yeah, I got to be able to grip it.
Okay, we'll grip it. Let's
It's
go.
literally slippery.
So Joe Rogan's completely sold out, Everyone knows it, and only the dumbest, most brainwashed people in the country still support him. Like the way that Joe Rogan responded to this whole terrible ICE situation in Minnesota with Andrew Wilson gets even worse when you compare it to Andrew Schulz's reaction. Because as stupid and as unaware as Schulz is at times, he at least is able to speak about his actual opinion on the matter, regardless of whether it severs his relationships with these politicians or not.
All right, let's do it. Let's talk about what happened in Minneapolis. ICE murdered an American citizen in cold blood, and then the Trump administration called him a domestic terrorist.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like plain and simple.
Yeah.
I see the administration trying to spin it, and it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't even have a moment where they're like, hey, we're reviewing the footage. We're going to try to see what's really happening. All of them, Trump and all the cronies, put out collective statements that immediately blamed an American citizen that was exercising his First and Second Amendment rights, right? He has the right to protest. He has the right to carry a firearm. He's a legal gun owner, right? There's no question about this whatsoever. And the administration immediately comes out and they try to gaslight the public, which you cannot do when we have 15 different videos of what happened.
Yes.
And
that is what they do, though.
but that is what they do.
Yeah.
And I think that governments have probably been doing this for centuries, millennia. And now you have a public that is armed with phones and we can see what actually fucking happened. And you're not going to just lie to us, plain and simple, like that.
So yeah, I mean, that's great and all, and in comparison to Joe Rogan's take, it's actually something you could probably relate to much more. But even then, when you take a look back at the way this guy glazed old Donny Boy before the elections, and the way he bragged about it on his podcast after getting Trump elected, it all definitely makes you raise an eyebrow. I mean, it's great that they're speaking out now and are positioning themselves against something that they find to be unjust, but the internet is forever. So just like no one will forget Akash getting stepped on by his wife, no one's gonna forget the way the Flagrant Boys licked Donald Trump's shoes clean and proudly, might I add.
We got to save our country. Look, we are a nation in decline, whether you like it or not.
I hate hearing that.
I know. I hate
That
it.
hurts me. That
It's
hurts
a-
me.
it's
to
a
hear. As a
horrible-
proud American, I
Well, what you like though is, but we're going to be greater than ever before.
so that's, I think,
Yeah.
the messaging that I think,
Yeah.
I think that's really nice
well, that's
to hear.
my ultimate message. But
Yes.
you can't avoid the fact that we've allowed 21 million people into our country in the last 3.5 years. And I don't know your persuasion. I don't know if you guys are liberal or what, but nobody can be happy with 21 million people openly walking into a place we don't know. And it was released last week that 13,000 of those people are murderers. 13,099. 13,000 of those people are in prison. They're incarcerated for murder, and they let them out.
I think you have support on this, though. I think everybody,
Tremendous support.
regardless.
I think I'll let you know. I'll let you know on November 6th if I have support.
Yeah.
The
But
day
I don't
after
think,
the election.
I don't
November
think there's
5th.
pushback.
This group influenced the presidential election of 2024.
Yo, listen.
Ain't that fucking crazy?
Don't even say influence. We decided.
We were the turning point.
Just
We truly were.
know, he was not up until this pod.
It's true.
After the pod, he surges what, 3 or 4%?
Yeah, it was a rap, dude.
Never went back down after that.
Over the past couple of years, Andrew Schulz and Joe Rogan have both, for whatever reason, shifted their once casual comedy podcasts into serious political platforms, which was a move that seemed to annoy a lot of their fans, as Schulz and Rogan have no idea what they're talking about when it comes to politics. And in Joe Rogan's case specifically, this entire segment with Andrew Wilson is like a perfect snapshot of how far the show has fallen, because instead of reacting to Alex Pretti getting shot with any kind of empathy or seriousness, the whole thing instantly turns into this weird right-wing fan fiction about color revolutions and orchestrated chaos. Like, you can literally hear them just parroting right-wing Twitter.
Like, look at the difference.
Yeah.
Look at the difference. They shortened up his face. They gave him a little bit of a tan. They widened his face a little bit, it seems like. They just made him a little handsomer.
Yeah,
A little hotter.
They gave him a bit of that Chad jaw, didn't they?
They shrunk his nose a little too,
Yeah.
didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
They shrunk his nose,
Yeah.
gave him a little bit of a handsome jaw. So he looks like an
Even
American.
made him. If you look at the shoulders, it even looks like they may have plumped up the shoulders there a bit.
a little bit. Yeah, the
Yeah.
one on the right looks like he's a little plumper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they changed the tone of the color. Wild. I mean, They changed his fucking teeth, man.
Communist News
Look,
Network.
they gave him veneers.
Yeah.
Look at the difference in his teeth. He's a much more handsome guy. Like that one on the right is like the handsome brother. And the one on the left is like, fuck!
Yeah.
Why couldn't I look like
Yeah,
my
the one on the
goddamn
right.
brother?
Yeah, the one on the right. They were twins, and he took more of the protein.
Right.
Right. That was what happened. The thing is like this doesn't surprise me. By the way.
And what's even more insane is how Joe tries to sound balanced while doing this. Like he keeps saying, I don't think he should have been shot, but then immediately launches into the longest possible explanation for why it's actually understandable and why everyone else is at fault. Meanwhile, Andrew Schulz, as annoying as he can be, at least reacted like a human being. Like he's at least capable of looking at something like this and going, yeah, this is insane and wrong. He's able to acknowledge that people are going to drag him for it and that he kind of deserves it.
First of all, I know we've had Trump on the podcast. I know there's probably people like you guys are the last ones that I want to hear talk about this. I don't think any of us are having this conversation to like curry any like goodwill or, you know, get people to like us or something like that. This is something that is undeniably abhorrent and you should be called out. Simple as that. Like, it's disgusting.
I get the frustration. People are like, oh, but you guys were with him, da-da-da.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I get it.
100%. I get it.
Yeah.
Again, if you never want to watch another thing again because we have Trump on, that is totally fine. Respect it. I completely get it. You're 100% allowed to be frustrated.
We made that decision knowing it was open to criticism. All right, there it is.
No knock on any criticism. That being said, like moving forward, we don't just like stay silent when something has this. Like if we do have a platform, there's people that we're talking to, you know, and we see something that is just so blatant. There's no like partisan bullshit with this. If you see it with your own eyes, you know exactly what happened. And there's something disgusting that's happening, not only in Minneapolis, I'm sure it's happening in other parts of the United States.
And that's why the Schulz comparison matters. Because Schulz is basically doing the thing that Joe used to pretend to do, which is to react honestly, even if it makes you look bad. But the problem for Schulz is that the internet remembers everything. It remembers the glazing, and it remembers the shoe licking. It also remembers the bragging about we got him elected like it was a trophy.
What a fucking election special. It is crazy that we had any influence at all.
Yeah, it's really nuts, dude. I texted you.
It's
That's the most
absolutely
insane
absurd.
shit ever. My wife looked at me at around 10 p.m. She goes, you did this. That's it.
But yeah, that's basically the entire story. Two comedians who initially wanted to be taken seriously are now watching the consequences roll in and realizing that they can't joke their way out of it anymore. Andrew Schulz is at least honest enough to sound uncomfortable here. Meanwhile, Joe is so compromised that he can't even process the situation without turning it into a right-wing propaganda narrative. But anyways, that is it for the video. Thanks so much for watching.